Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Life isn't measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. Before you hit 40, you've got the chance to create those moments not just for yourself, but for the world you touch. You see, success isn't about making it to the top. It's about making the climb. Dream big. Don't let anyone tell you your dreams are too far-fetched. But hear me clearly, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. You've got to take small, deliberate steps. Write that first page, make that first call, take that first leap. Purpose, that's your compass. It's not about popularity. The world's noise will try to distract you, but what matters is your truth. Find out what you're here for. If you don't know yet, explore. Seek. Don't stop until you uncover the passion that makes you jump out of bed in the morning. And listen, failure is part of the process. Fail forward. Every great success story is built on a foundation of failed attempts. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So miss a few, get up, dust yourself off, and take another shot. That's the grind. That's the glory. Relationships, don't underestimate them. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not those who pull you down. Invest in love and mentorship and camaraderie. One genuine connection is worth more than 1,000 empty likes. But don't stop there, give back. Be of service. Life's not just about what you accomplish for yourself, it's about what you do for others. There's a joy in lifting others that no paycheck can buy, no trophy can replace. That's how you truly grow. Now, discipline, that's your secret weapon. Discipline equals freedom. If you can master your habits, you can master your destiny. Get up early. Stay consistent. Push yourself further than you thought you could go. Finally, I want you to think about legacy. What will the world remember about you when you're gone? What will they say about the person you were? The life you lived? Build that legacy now, not tomorrow, not next year. Start today. You've got less than 40 years to create a lifetime of impact. That clock is ticking. Make every second count. And remember, you've got greatness inside of you. Now go out there and show the world what it looks like. Dream big, start small. It's such a simple idea, but it's a concept that holds the power to transform your entire life. Too often we look at the greatness we admire in others, the success, the achievements, the accolades, and we think it's unreachable. We believe that those people, those icons, must have been born with some unique talent or had access to opportunities we could never dream of. But let me tell you the truth, every great accomplishment you've ever seen began as a small, seemingly insignificant step. When you think about dreaming big, you might feel overwhelmed. You might say to yourself, how can I ever get there? How can I climb that mountain the size of the dream can make it feel impossible? But here's the key, don't get caught up in the size of the dream. Focus on the first step. No one builds a skyscraper by placing the top floor first. They start with the foundation brick by brick. And that's exactly how your journey begins, by laying down the first brick. Your dream could be anything. Maybe you want to write a book, launch a business, travel the world, or make a groundbreaking discovery. Whatever it is, the vision should be massive, so big it almost scares you. But don't let that fear paralyze you. Let it fuel you. Let it remind you that big dreams are worth chasing because they push you beyond your comfort zone into a space where growth happens. But remember this, dreaming big doesn't mean leaping blindly. It means breaking that dream down into manageable pieces and tackling them one at a time. You don't write a book in one sitting, you write one sentence, then another, and another. You don't save the world in a single day, you help one person, then two, and let the ripple effect grow. Starting small doesn't diminish your dream, it builds its foundation. Take action, even if it feels tiny. Make a call, send an email, research the first step. Don't underestimate the power of small beginnings. Those little actions create momentum, and momentum, once it gets going, is a force of nature. Every step you take toward your dream reinforces your belief in yourself. And belief is everything. You see, so many people fail before they even start, not because they lack talent or resources, but because they never take that first step. They sit on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions. Let me tell you something, there is no perfect time. The stars will never align in just the right way. Start now. Start messy. Start scared. Now, starting small doesn't mean staying small. You're not meant to play it safe forever. Once you begin, you'll find your confidence growing. You'll see opportunities you never noticed before. You'll make connections, learn skills, and build resilience. Every small win will stack up until you look back and realize how far you've come. So don't be discouraged by the size of your dream or the distance to your goal. Dream big, yes, but don't forget to start small. Place that first brick. Take that first step. Make that first move. And before you know it, you'll look up and see that the big dream you once thought was out of reach is now the reality you're living. Purpose over popularity. It's a concept that requires courage in a world obsessed with likes, followers, and applause. But let me tell you something, popularity is fleeting, superficial, and often meaningless. Purpose, on the other hand, is the foundation of a life well lived. It's what drives you, centers you, and keeps you going when the lights dim and the noise fades away. Many people chase popularity because it's easy to measure. You can count likes on a post, tally the compliments you receive, and track the number of people who seem to be cheering for you. But here's the catch, popularity doesn't last. It's like a house built on sand, crumbling as soon as the tides shift or the storms come. And storms always come. The applause dies down, trends change, and the people who once cheered for you may find someone else to follow. If your identity and worth are tied to that fleeting approval, what happens when it's gone? Living with purpose means you're willing to make choices that might not win you popularity points. You might have to say no to opportunities that look good on the surface but don't align with your values. You might have to stand up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular. You might have to walk away from the crowd to stay true to yourself. But let me tell you something, the reward is worth it. Because while popularity fades, purpose sustains you. Purpose also gives you resilience. Life isn't always easy. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. When you're chasing popularity, those moments can feel like the end of the world. But when you're driven by purpose, they're just part of the journey. Your purpose reminds you why you started in the first place and gives you the strength to keep going. Living for purpose over popularity isn't just about achieving success, it's about finding significance. Success is what you achieve, significance is how you impact others. Purposeful living ensures that your life means something, that it leaves a mark that endures far beyond your time. Failure also teaches humility. It reminds you that you're human, that you're not perfect, and that you still have room to grow. And that's a good thing. Humility keeps you grounded. It keeps you open to learning and hungry for improvement. When you approach failure with humility, you see it not as a roadblock, but as a stepping stone. The truth is, the fear of failure is often worse than failure itself. When you let that fear control you, you hold yourself back from opportunities, experiences, and possibilities. But when you embrace failure, you free yourself. You open the door to growth, creativity, and innovation. Invest in relationships. In a world where independence is often celebrated as the ultimate strength, it's easy to overlook the power of connection. But let me tell you something, no one achieves greatness alone. No matter how talented, driven, or resourceful you are, the relationships you build and nurture along the way will define not only your journey, but the impact you leave behind. Think about it, from the moment we're born, we thrive on connection. We learn, grow, and discover the world through the bonds we form with others. And yet, as we get older, many of us fall into the trap of thinking we have to go it alone. We tell ourselves that asking for help is a sign of weakness, or that relying on others somehow diminishes our own capabilities. But nothing could be further from the truth. The strongest people are those who know how to build and sustain meaningful relationships. Building relationships isn't just about surrounding yourself with people, it's about creating a network of trust, mutual respect, and shared purpose. It's about seeking out individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. And it's just as much about being that person for someone else. True relationships are a two-way street, built on a foundation of giving as much as you receive. Investing in relationships takes time, energy, and intentionality. You can't just expect meaningful connections to happen by chance. You have to reach out, show up, and be present. You have to listen, not just to respond, but to understand. People can tell when you genuinely care about them, and that authenticity is what turns acquaintances into allies, colleagues into collaborators, and friends into family. One of the most important aspects of investing in relationships is choosing wisely. Not every connection is worth your time and energy. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not those who drag you down. Find individuals who share your values, who believe in your potential, and who encourage you to dream bigger and aim higher. These are the people who will stand by you in tough times, celebrate your successes, and hold you accountable when you need it most. But don't just focus on what others can do for you. Ask yourself what kind of relationship builder you are. Are you the type of person others can rely on? Are you willing to go out of your way to help someone else even when there's nothing in it for you? True investment in relationships means being there for others, not just when it's convenient, but when it's needed. It means showing up consistently with kindness, generosity, and an open heart. Strong relationships also require vulnerability. This isn't always easy, especially in a world that often equates vulnerability with weakness. But being open about your struggles, your fears, and your aspirations allows others to truly see you. It creates a depth of connection that surface-level interactions can't match. When you're willing to be vulnerable, you give others permission to do the same, fostering trust and authenticity. Relationships aren't just a personal asset, they're a professional one too. In any career, the connections you build can open doors, create opportunities, and provide support when you need it most. But don't make the mistake of treating relationships as transactional. People can sense when they're being used, and nothing destroys trust faster. Instead, approach every relationship with a genuine desire to connect, collaborate, and contribute. Investing in relationships doesn't mean avoiding conflict or difficult conversations. On the contrary, strong relationships are built on honesty and the ability to navigate challenges together. It's about having the courage to address misunderstandings, the humility to admit when you're wrong, and the willingness to work through differences. The value of relationships is immeasurable. They provide a sense of belonging, a source of strength, and a wellspring of joy. They remind us that we're not alone, and our lives are enriched by the people we share them with. So take the time to invest in the people who matter most, because at the end of the day, the relationships you nurture will be the greatest measure of your success. Be of service. In a world that often prioritizes self-interest and personal achievement, the idea of serving others can feel like an afterthought. But let me tell you this, true fulfillment, real joy, and lasting impact come from what you do for others. It's not about the accolades or the applause, it's about the difference you make in someone else's life. When you shift your focus from what you can get to what you can give, everything changes. Service doesn't have to mean grand gestures or enormous sacrifices. It's not reserved for those with wealth, power, or influence. Service is accessible to everyone every single day. It could be as simple as listening to a friend who's struggling, lending a helping hand to a neighbor, or sharing a kind word with a stranger. These small acts of service, when done consistently, create a ripple effect that can transform lives, communities, and even the world. When you commit to being of service, you begin to see the world differently. You start to notice the needs around you, the places where you can make a difference. And here's the thing, serving others doesn't diminish you. It doesn't take away from your own success or happiness. In fact, it multiplies it. The more you give, the more you grow. Serving others builds empathy, strengthens relationships, and gives your life a deeper sense of purpose. But service isn't always easy. It requires you to step outside of yourself, to set aside your own needs and desires, at least for a moment. It takes humility and selflessness, qualities that can be challenging in a culture that often celebrates the individual above all else. Yet, it's in those moments of putting others first that you find your true strength. Service reminds you of your capacity to care, to connect, and to contribute to something greater than yourself. Being of service doesn't mean neglecting your own well-being or letting others take advantage of you. It's not about sacrificing your dreams or happiness. Instead, it's about finding a balance where your goals align with helping others. When you integrate service into your life, it becomes a natural extension of who you are. It's not an obligation, it's an opportunity. Think about the people who have made a difference in your own life. Chances are they were people who served you in some way. Maybe it was a teacher who believed in you, a mentor who guided you, or a loved one who supported you unconditionally. Their acts of service, big or small, shaped your journey. And now you have the chance to do the same for someone else. Service isn't just about giving to others, it's also about inspiring them. When you serve, you set an example. You show people what it means to care, to give, and to make a difference. You encourage others to do the same, creating a chain reaction of kindness and generosity. That's the beauty of service, it's contagious. And let's not forget, being of service can also be a powerful way to discover your own strengths and passions. When you step into someone else's world, when you contribute to their happiness or success, you learn more about yourself. You uncover skills you didn't know you had, and you gain a deeper understanding of what truly matters to you. Service also has a way of putting things into perspective. It reminds you that no matter what challenges you're facing, there's always someone who could use your help. It shifts your focus from what's wrong in your life to how you can make things right for someone else. That shift is transformative. It turns struggles into opportunities and hardships into moments of growth. Being of service isn't just something you do occasionally, it's a mindset, a way of life. It's about approaching each day with the intention of leaving the world a little better than you found it. It's about recognizing that your actions, no matter how small, have the power to make a difference. And in the end, it's through serving others that you truly serve yourself by living a life of meaning, purpose, and connection. Discipline equals freedom. At first glance, the idea might seem counterintuitive. How can discipline, rules, structure, and consistency lead to freedom? Isn't freedom about doing what you want, when you want, without constraints? But the truth is, discipline is the foundation for the kind of freedom that matters most, the freedom to live the life you desire, to achieve your goals, and to become the best version of yourself. Without discipline, freedom is just an illusion, a fleeting feeling that quickly gives way to chaos and stagnation. Discipline is about making choices that align with your values and long-term goals, even when it's hard. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And let's be honest, there will be plenty of days when you don't feel like it. Days when it's easier to hit snooze, skip the workout, or put off the hard work for another time. But those are the moments when discipline makes the difference. Discipline isn't about how you feel in the moment, it's about who you want to be in the future. Freedom without discipline is short-lived. Imagine wanting financial freedom but refusing to budget, save, or invest. Imagine wanting the freedom to pursue your dreams but neglecting to develop the skills or habits needed to make them a reality. Without discipline, you're stuck in a cycle of wishful thinking, hoping for results without putting in the effort required to achieve them. Discipline, on the other hand, provides the structure that allows you to move forward with purpose and intention. Discipline doesn't just create freedom, it also builds confidence. Every time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, you strengthen your belief in your ability to succeed. You prove to yourself that you can be trusted to do what you say you'll do. That trust is invaluable. It's what gives you the courage to take on bigger challenges and pursue bigger dreams. But discipline isn't about perfection. It's not about getting everything right all the time. It's about consistency. It's about showing up day after day, even when the progress feels slow or invisible. Over time, those small, consistent efforts add up to significant results. Whether it's improving your health, mastering a skill, or building a career, discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's important to understand that discipline isn't a punishment, it's a gift you give yourself. It's not about denying yourself enjoyment or living a life of rigid rules. It's about creating boundaries that protect your time, energy, and resources so you can live fully and intentionally. Discipline isn't the enemy of spontaneity or joy, it's what makes them possible. When you've done the work, when you've honored your commitments, you can enjoy your freedom guilt-free. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline is that it's within your control. You can't control every circumstance in your life, but you can control how you respond. You can control your habits, your choices, and your mindset. Discipline gives you power over yourself, which is the ultimate form of freedom. When you master your actions and emotions, you're no longer at the mercy of external forces. Discipline is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter where you start or what challenges you face. If you're willing to be disciplined, you can achieve extraordinary things. Discipline levels the playing field. It's not about talent, luck, or resources. It's about commitment, perseverance, and grit. When you embrace discipline, you embrace the process of growth. You recognize that every small action, every consistent effort is a step toward your greater goal. You understand that true freedom isn't about avoiding responsibility, it's about taking ownership of your life. And in that ownership, in that disciplined pursuit of your dreams, you find the freedom to live a life that's truly your own. Take risks. Life is full of uncertainties, and it's tempting to stay in the safe zone where everything feels predictable and secure. But the truth is, staying comfortable often means staying stagnant. Growth, achievement, and fulfillment lie on the other side of risk. It's in those moments of stepping into the unknown, of daring to venture beyond what's familiar, that you discover your true potential. Taking risks isn't about recklessness, it's about courage, the courage to try, to fail, and to keep going despite the fear of the unknown. Risk is inherent in every worthwhile endeavor. Think about the people who inspire you, the trailblazers and innovators who changed the game. None of them got to where they are by playing it safe. They took risks. They faced doubt, fear, and criticism. They made bold decisions and bet on themselves even when the odds seemed stacked against them. The rewards of their risks didn't come instantly, and often they had to weather setbacks and failures along the way. But they kept going because they understood that risk is the price of progress. Taking risks requires you to trust yourself. You don't have to have all the answers or guarantee success, but you do have to believe in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. That belief doesn't come from being fearless, it comes from being willing to act, despite the fear. Fear is a natural response to risk, but it doesn't have to control you. When you face your fears head-on, you begin to see them for what they are: temporary barriers, not permanent roadblocks. Every risk you take is a chance to learn. Success teaches you, but failure often teaches you more. When you take a risk and it doesn't work out, you gain valuable insight about what to do differently next time. You learn about your strengths, your resilience, and your capacity to adapt. Those lessons are priceless, and they prepare you for the next opportunity. If you avoid risks to avoid failure, you also avoid the growth that comes with it. Risks don't have to be grand or life-changing. They can be small, everyday decisions that push you out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting, trying a new hobby, or reaching out to someone you admire. These small risks build your confidence and prepare you for bigger challenges. The more you practice stepping into the unknown, the easier it becomes to take on larger risks with greater stakes. Risk-taking also fuels creativity and innovation. When you're willing to take risks, you open yourself up to new ideas and possibilities. You stop settling for what's been done before and start imagining what could be. The most groundbreaking achievements in history came from people who dared to take risks, people who challenged conventional wisdom, thought outside the box, and pursued paths no one else had considered. But taking risks doesn't mean being careless. It's not about acting impulsively or ignoring the potential consequences. Smart risk-taking involves preparation, research, and strategic thinking. It's about weighing the potential rewards against the possible setbacks and deciding that the potential for growth, learning, or success is worth it. Even when a risk doesn't pan out, you can walk away knowing you gave it your best effort and gained something valuable in the process. Risk-taking also strengthens your resilience. The more risks you take, the more comfortable you become with uncertainty. You learn to embrace the unpredictability of life and trust yourself to handle whatever comes next. Resilience isn't built in moments of comfort. It's forged in the face of challenges. Taking risks allows you to build that inner strength, giving you the confidence to tackle even bigger challenges in the future. Taking risks isn't just about what you gain, it's also about what you avoid. The regret of not trying is often far worse than the sting of failure. When you look back on your life, you're more likely to regret the chances you didn't take than the ones you did. Playing it safe might protect you from failure, but it also robs you of the chance to experience true fulfillment, achievement, and growth. Every risk you take is a step toward discovering what you're truly capable of. It's a way of breaking free from limitations, whether they're imposed by others or ones you've placed on yourself. Risks challenge you to dream bigger, aim higher, and live more boldly. And while not every risk will lead to success, every risk will lead to growth. And that growth is what shapes your journey and defines your legacy. In the end, life is not about playing it safe or following a set path that others have laid out for you. It's about taking charge of your own destiny, about daring to dream, and then putting in the work to turn those dreams into reality. The Pre-40 bucket list is more than just a list of things to do. It's a blueprint for becoming the best version of yourself. It's about knowing when to take risks, when to embrace failure, and how to stay disciplined in the pursuit of your goals. It's about investing in relationships that lift you up, and about understanding that true freedom comes not from escaping responsibility, but from mastering it. It's about serving others and finding fulfillment in the act of giving, and about understanding that every risk you take, every lesson you learn, is a step toward greater success and personal growth. So take these lessons to heart. Pursue them with passion and purpose. Because when you're willing to invest in yourself, in others, and in your dreams, you unlock a life of limitless potential. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Make today the day you begin. The time is now, and the future is yours to create. Thank you.